Dzień dobry. Good morning. Let's wait for a few more people to one past for other people to join. I do apologize for people drilling. I cannot do anything to do, so maybe you will hear some purring like a cat from the background. In the meantime, I will share my screen and I will make a short introduction. So I like those meetings to be interactive. So here is QR code. You can join, and uh, there will be some questions for the beginning because I believe that you should decide what you want to talk about, what you want me to show you. So there will be option for to do this. I prepared for many topics, many industries, and during this call, during this webinar, you'll be able to choose what I'll be talking about so I can adjust to your interest. If you join with this QR code, you will be able to vote. Okay, it's one past, so we can start. If you have any questions, you can write them during the webinar on the chat. Also, if you want, I can do this webinar based on your store. So if you send a link to your store, I can go through it and give some examples based on the store. So let's start. This meeting will be about pricing strategies before and after Dealavo. I didn't want to make only one topic. I wanted to give you decision what we'll be talking about. So as I said, they will be voting for the people that just joined. About me, I'm the head of product and consulting in Dealavo, so I'm responsible for the product development and also for the team who is helping our clients to grow in e-commerce. And my experience is in Dealavo, but before in Gillette, Procter& and Gamble, I was designing also in SpaceX Hyperloop, and I was working for Krav Maga Academy personal training. And what we do in Dealavo is our core price monitoring. So we monitor prices. You tell us which products you want to monitor and which websites, and we find data, price data, and everything that is available on the website there, and we show it in our app, but we also provide it in our API. Then you have to do something with those prices. So some companies have BIs or their own systems, but we also provide price automatic price adjustment called dynamic pricing, repricing. So based on your strategy and those prices gathered from price monitoring, you can adjust your prices automatically. But for this, generally, to have good prices based on the price monitoring, you have to have some strategy. And because of this, we have this part of the consulting where we help you to cover the most important areas because price monitoring is data, strategy is where you want to be with your prices. And if we make the automation of your strategy and the strategy is bad, you are not going to succeed. So you need to have good strategy to make faster the proper movements and then succeed with this. So those are basic elements of the strategy that you need to have covered. And during this webinar, mostly you will have option to choose some of them, and I can go into details why they're important, how we are improving them, and what are the results. Uh, Generally, I see such a flow in the e-shops that first you need to have a proper product selection. So you need to have products in stock. People have to look for those products. If you have some not popular products, nobody will find you, nobody will be buying from you. So you have to adjust your portfolio to the client's needs. Then you need to understand what are the roles of the product, which products are gathering traffic or they're opening the baskets, which products are added as the complementary products to your basket, and which products are nice to have that are building more margin in your basket. Next step is the pricing strategy. So for each role, you need to have proper pricing strategy. Basically, for traffic builders, you want to have attractive prices on the market to gather as much traffic as possible. For complementary products, you want to be more expensive, but not too expensive. You want to have a bit higher margin, but still have reasonable prices. And for the nice to haves, you want to have high prices because nobody's checking the prices, comparing the prices. You can have high margin. People will be still adding them to their baskets. But having just the pricing strategy and the proper products in portfolio will not succeed. So you have to have some mechanism in your eShop to increase the basket size. So this is another topic, of course, separate, but you have to somehow encourage people. You have to show them that you have the main product that they came to, but you have also complementary product that they can add, and they will succeed with this. They will be happy having both products and also add some additional products that maybe they will need in the future. And having all of this, you need to always use some budget for promotion. So you have to show people that you are really having those products that prices are attractive. And the question is how to promote, where to promote, which products to promote, what should be the budgets, and so on. Uh, so now going to the main part of the meeting, we can do this in the two ways. You can give a link to your shop if you want to may have like micro audit, or we can vote on the category that you're interested in. I don't see any votes so far, so let's go with the voting. Once again, here you have the QR code. You can log in, and let's start the voting. You can choose the category that you want me to talk about. So I will choose now a store. This is not prepared. This is everything adjusted to your needs. I can see that three more people are at this meeting logged in, so you can still vote. Okay, let's see the results. Electronics won. So let's go with the electronics. And before we do this, another voting. What is the topic of today? Please vote. And probably we'll be able to cover two topics out of this. If you want to cover another topics, we'll also take this under consideration and probably create another webinar with other topics that are interesting for you. But as I said, I prefer you to choose the topic for today, that I can talk about something that is interesting for you. In the meantime, if you want to meet personally, I will be attending e-commerce Berlin next week. So you can find the stand of Dealavo, and we can grab a coffee, discuss e-commerce topics. Let's see. First, competitor selection, product roles. Okay, so let's go with those topics. First, we need to find some shop. And let's do on Idealo. So what is the common thing that I do is to how I find bestsellers and big retailers. If you go on Idealo, you can choose some category, and we have chosen electronic. And out of this, you can find bestsellers in electronics. You can see what are the bestsellers on Idealo. So I think this is really representative group in Germany. You can find which products are popular. And out of those popular products, you can see how many offers there are. And if you go here, you will see who is offering the lowest prices of those products. So probably they are big shops. And we have here Smart Port. We can go to the check the shop. They have rating reviews. we can go to the store and start the analysis based on this store. So we have some information about it. We can base our presentation on this store. I will do one quick thing to show you something more. Mm, one second, because I need to find proper slides about the competitor selection in the presentation. So I have to log in. Okay, we have it. So let's consider that we are this smart board and we are competing with other people. And as you can see, they have their own store. They sell electronics. I'm the first time here on this website, probably. They have iPhones, electronics. Let's see what they have more. If we go to Apple, iPhone, they don't do any cross sell. Okay, so we know more or less what is happening. Delivery time, 4 6 working days. Okay. So the problem for them is that for this iPhone, they have so many competitors, as we saw, 456, I suppose. So it's really hard to compete with all of them. We can see that there is eBay. We can see that there are other marketplaces like Kaufland, eBay, other competitors. And the question is if they compete with all of them at the same time. Let's go through this. So first thing is that we help our clients in Dealavo uh, with the application. And how we do this, how we help finding proper competitors. I have to log into the app. And I have some demo account with some products. And in Dealavo, you can see all the products that you have, but this is not the view that I wanted to show. This is aggregation by the retailers. So first view is that you can see all the retailers that are selling the same product. And this is not connected to the store, but I just want to show you some data. And you can see that in this case, you have the common retailers 1600 who are selling the same things as you. They have here 200 products in common, 130. It's really hard to find proper competitors that they are really competing with your product. So I created such dashboard to help you find proper products. And now I'm showing you here on the first graph which retailer has the most offer below your cost price. So you have here Allegro, and this is few markets, Czech Republic, Slovakia, and so on. But generally, you can see that on Allegro you have a lot of offers below your cost price. On another Allegro as well, Magagnichy, Conrad, and so on. So you have quite a lot of competitors that are in many offers cheaper than you. Maybe this is the first indicator that you should concentrate on them while choosing uh, some limited group of competitors from your big group of competitors. So once again, you have 1600 competitors. Maybe you should limit it to some lower number. First indicator, people who are selling products below your price. Another thing is price index. So here you can see that Allegro has a lot of offers below your price, cheaper than you. But if you look at the price index, you can see that Megakniche is even making bigger discounts than Allegro because the price index of them is 83. Your price index is 101.5, where 100 is average price on the market. Allegro has 5% points higher price index. So what I would do, I would find a common group of people who are selling here the products cheaper than you. some competitors who have lower price index than you. And another thing is the group of people, of retailers who are selling the same products, but they are having the first place in the rankings. So what is really surprising here is that here was Allegro, Mega Knichy, Konrad, Mega Knichy, Allegro, but here you can see that apparently your competitors are fighting, but Spokojna current seller is getting, except you, the most products in the first position in the rankings. So they have the lowest prices. So they are really doing smart thing, making discounts on the proper products to be the cheapest one. And of course, now we are talking about generally your portfolio, but do you want to be the cheapest on everything? This is another topic that we have chosen and we will cover it. But generally speaking, this is not the case. So maybe you should make some filtering. And in Dealavo, you can make the filtering by the brand. Maybe you have competitors based on the brand. Maybe you should find your your competitors based on the categories, or maybe based on the product role. So I don't have here exactly traffic builders selected, but we have some products that have promotions. So maybe you should make the filtering based on the products that are in the promotion, maybe that are in one particular brand, and then there is nothing with this filtering, and maybe you will have other competitors for other brands, and maybe you have only to compete with them. So what I would do is I would recommend you to find traffic builders in Dealavo, to mark them, and make the filtering in Dealavo by the traffic builders and by the biggest category, maybe top 5 categories. So this is the first idea that you can do, what you can do in Dealavo to find main competitors. Uh, the biggest problem that I can see with the shops is that they compete with everybody, with all the products. They try to be the cheapest one on all the channels. I believe that you should make some differentiation. You should look at the categories, as I said. You should look at traffic builders on which people are comparing the product, the prices of the product. Maybe if people are buying on Amazon or Idealo, they are only checking the prices there. Maybe if they are buying on Google Shopping, they are comparing many sources. So also you have to have differentiation between the prices on those channels and on the competitors. So if we are talking about your e-store, probably you should find the biggest competitors for categories and for traffic builders. I would recommend on price comparison websites, but on marketplaces, unfortunately, probably you will have to compete with everybody. And you need to understand how your customers buy the products, where they are looking for the prices, because this is different for every industry. Maybe they are looking only on Amazon, as I said. Maybe they are looking on many price comparison websites, maybe on Otto, Idealo, maybe on Gas Hiles, etc. Yes, maybe they are really trying to find the lowest price. I believe this also this is connected with the price of the product that you are selling, because if the more expensive product is, the more time they will dedicate for finding the cheapest product. So understanding of competitors, of your clients, where they are looking is also important. As I said, graphs in Dealavo are really helpful to find your competitors. For e-stores, you can use the filtering. And now other thing is that where you can find your competitors. So the one thing is that what I said about your strategy is it doesn't matter that you have good prices. Nobody will see them if you don't compare them, if you don't promote them. So probably you have to be visible in Google Ads, in SEO, in price comparison websites. And now let's look what is happening for this store in the internet. So let's take this we can do this by like this. We can search for the product. Okay, here the results are for Poland. And ads will always be for Poland because I'm in Poland, but generally what you can see is that, okay, this is electronic store that is making recommendation of the product. Here you have some Google ads about the product. So you can see that, for example, in Poland for this store, this will be his competitor, his, this. And looking at organic results, it's price comparison website, it's Apple, it's Media Expert and Allegro. Allegro is like Amazon and XCOM. So what I recommend to do for you is to check which competitors are displaying for your results, organic results, and on ads for traffic builders. So to choose a few traffic builders from your store and try to search them. Try to search for Nintendo, Switch. Let's do the same thing here. Put this in search and see. Okay, MediaMarkt again, Empik, Media Expert, Allegro, Ceneo, RTV. Yeah, so you can see that they are even here for those products. They are repeating. Once again, I didn't share. So you can see ads, MediaMarkt, Empik, Allegro, Ceneo, XCOM. And when you put a few products like this, a few of your traffic builders, you will see that they are repeating. So those are the competitors that people are choosing from. Here, Empik, RTV, it was Samsung, okay, because this is Samsung, Ceneo, Media Expert. Here, this is AB Photo, Media Expert. They are really repeating. So what I recommend is to take those traffic builders from different categories, from different brands, maybe product roles, or usually for traffic builders, and make in Excel some scoring. Maybe give points for 3 points for visibility in Google Ads, 3 points for visibility in organic search, and then make a scoring. And at the end, you will have for every category or brand for the traffic builder some scoring, indicating for you which competitor is most expensive, most important one, and with whom you really should compete. Because as you saw, they are repeating. So maybe there is no point to compete with let's look at the retailers. I think 1,600 different retailers that are repeating here, the long list, because maybe some of them are not good. They are not showing in organic search. They have no ads. If you are visible, but maybe to compete only with 10 because those are the competitors that people are seeing. And thanks to this, you can reduce the number of your competitors from 1,700, 1,600 to 15 per category, and only compete with them because there is no point to compete with everybody and to have too low prices on all your products. So to give you another example, here we have Smartport. Yes, they are selling electronics. So this is great, but maybe if we go to MediaMarkt, they are selling much wider assortment. Probably they have also paper, they have not only electronics. So the question is for whom MediaMarkt is the competitor. If they are competitor for only electronics, or they are also for other stores who are selling washing machines, or they are competitors for office supplies companies who are selling paper, or I think even they are selling or introducing some other things like coffee machines. You can buy probably also coffee. I also saw that some companies like this are starting selling uh, dog food, so food for animals. and their portfolio is huge, but we don't know without the research if this is really the traffic builder, if they promote the products, if they have good prices, if we should really compete with them. Uh, Other thing that is important is that if you compete on Amazon, maybe you should look at the delivery time of your competitors. Maybe you should look if they have Prime. Maybe they have B2B selling. Maybe they have good reviews. So on marketplaces, uh, this is some example from Allegro that you need smart, because recently I was talking to some guys who were coming to Poland from abroad, starting selling things on Allegro. This is why we have this example. Mm, but generally, I think you should find the competitors on marketplaces that are reasonable, that they have good reviews, but you will have to compete with majority of the market. You will be not able to select only 10, 15, but you can maybe eliminate 5, 10% of competitors. Do you have any questions to the choice of competitors? So generally, I would recommend for you to find the best, the biggest categories, maybe 5 categories, top 5 brands, check traffic builders, and do the scoring and find 10, 15 competitors for your e-store like this with the scoring, not to compete with everybody. Are there any questions for this part? Okay, so let's go to the product roles. Mm, I mentioned some of the roles now in the intro in the previous topic, but it's really important that you know what is happening. They can have different names, but I, for me, even more important than finding good competitors is understanding your product role, because from this everything starts. So how the market leaders sell? What roles do they have? How they do this? So basically, they know which products attract people to their website, which products are added to the basket, and which products are nice to have added as the last one to the basket. And looking at this example of the TV, if you want to buy TV, you don't only want to buy one TV. You probably, if you are buying something new, you need to buy also a good hanger for the TV. If you are hanging the TV, you need a new wire to connect with some tools that you have. And maybe if you are buying something new, you want to take a good care of the product. So maybe you will also be convinced to buy a spray. But this is the product that you're looking for. Those are the products that you were planning to add to the basket. And this is something that maybe as a store you will be able to convince the seller to buy. So this is a traffic builder, this is basket builder, and this is margin builder. Let's go more into details. So those are the three names of the roles that you need to have, and you can make the division in many ways. You can look what people are promoting, your competitors. You can look which your ads are performing the best, which have the most clicks, which products have the most views in Google Analytics. You can look at the invoices and see with which products your customers are opening the baskets. And because of the roles, you need to understand that they really work on your shop perspective. So when people are looking for the product, this is traffic builder is the first product they will see. So if they see that the traffic builder is expensive, they will think that your shop is expensive. But later, if they go to the traffic builder and they see that this hanger is expensive, they will say, okay, so I was wrong that this shop is cheap because of the traffic builder. Maybe I don't cannot trust fully the shop. But if they see that the traffic builder was cheap, the basket builder is so the TV is cheap, the hanger is reasonable, they will trust you. So looking at here, this product is cheap, those two are reasonable. They will not look further for any other store. They will be just trusting that you are cheap. So thanks to the prices, you're also building the perspective of your store in the minds of the clients. I was checking with other during other webinars if people know what is the role of the product, and it was big division. Like some of the people knew, but this is voting, and we are not checking this. So what I mean is that you should really understand what are the roles in your portfolio, what do you have in your offer, what they are making. And looking here at the website, we can see that some of the products, they have some discounts, they have this crossout price. Probably they know that those are the traffic builders, they're expensive. But as we looked together at the product, I don't really think that they know what is their transactional builder, basket builder. You have no cross sell here. It's really hard to find something complementary. But if we look here, MediaMarkt knows perfectly well they are promoting products. Let's look at some TV. They also have crossed out price. And here you can see as they are selling a TV, but they are recommending a hanger. Even this is the first thing that you can click to add those two products to the basket, not only this, but those to the set. If we go lower, not only products can be those basket builders. You have some services, you have warranty added, maybe installment of the product in your home. If we go lower, you can have Netflix added. You can have this HDMI wire. You can have soundbar. You can have bigger warranty. You can have this installment. You can have uh, other things. So generally speaking, they really know what is happening, which products are the traffic builders, basket builders, and so on. So this is my point that if you know, you can show this properly on the product side, you can adjust the prices properly, you can convince your clients to do other shopping. Comparing this to this, the store that we found, but they only know their traffic builders and they are not doing anything about cross sell. Also, if we add it to the basket, here they're recommending, this is in my basket. They are not recommending anything more. But here, if we add this TV, you can see that they are still trying to add more and more things because they know what are the roles. Another page, another complementary things. If we go to the basket, still trying to upsell you more things. Here, even more Disney Plus, some wires additionally, because they know that people are buying this to the TV. You can see that this is really adjusted to the main product and they know the roles. This is not crossed out price. This is no discount. You shouldn't do this. Yes, they have the good pricing strategy to try to convince you to buy the product. This I said about the roles and the pricing strategies. So once again, you for the traffic builders, when you find them, you want to with them to attract customers. So you want to have the lowest price on the market as long as you can have some margin. Of course, sometimes your cross sell is so good that you don't have to have positive margin on the product because the whole average basket is making this minimum margin. You want to have basket builders which have some average price and average margin, and you want to have products that generate profit. So this spray for cleaning that have high margin. Going a bit more into the description of those traffic builders. So different name is key value items, are mostly used in corporations. And as I said, this is the first touch point with your clients, the first product that people see in your store. So this is how they create the perspective of your store in their minds. Usually they have low margins. If you decrease the price, your traffic will go much higher. Uh, this is the first product added to the cart. So this is also the you can find them in your transactions. Usually they are promoted by your competitors. So if you did the first part of the exercise to find your biggest competitors, probably you will see that they promote those products as well. If not, maybe you should verify if this is really your traffic builder, if they are really your good competitors. And don't get super excited. This is around 15-25% of your portfolio, not more. So you shouldn't have half of your portfolio of traffic builders. It doesn't work like this. You have to find them. It will be around this value. And to give you some examples of the products, not only to be with the TVs, for grocery stores, it will be bread and milk. For electronic stores, TV. For pet store, dog food, IKEA bed, and baby goods store, it will be diapers. And now you can think about some traffic builders in your store for which products people are coming, which products you should promote, not to understand what is happening in your store. Probably uh, maybe you have to go to the warehouse and ask guys which product is the most popular, which product is first on the list, on the orders that they have to pack, because probably these guys will know. Probably you also will know some of the products, but this is not about the feeling. It's about some analysis that you will put this in paper. You will have those lists of the products. So how you can find them in your store? You can check which products are added to the basket as the first. Maybe it's being sold the most. Probably yes, if this is added as the first one. Probably they are also quite often sold as the single item because people, if you don't have good cross sell like MediaMarkt as in the example, many orders you will have only with the single product. You can see the number of views in Google Analytics for the products. You will see, as I said, in Google Ads, number of clicks, and also your competitors will be fighting with the prices. As I said, you can find those products making analysis, but what if you don't have those products in your assortment? So some traffic builders. So having the first point of my presentation, this graph with 5 points. The first one was about having the good portfolio. So if you don't have traffic builders in your store, you will have no traffic. Even if you promote those products, if you try with good SEO, nothing. So maybe you should look at Amazon bestsellers to find the proper products. Maybe you can go to Google Merchant Center and find bestsellers there. Maybe you should go to your competitors and check what they promote. Maybe you don't have some brands, maybe some products. In Dealavo, we help with the dump of the assortment, so the list of all the offers from the assortment to the competitor, and you can do comparison on your own. Or maybe you should go as I did for the price comparison websites, look some or marketplace, look for some bestsellers there in the category and look if they have it. So as I did here, bestsellers for electronics. You can go bestsellers in this category. Yes? This is really important what people are selling. And this is quite interesting that this product is being sold by 3,000 people, but this only by 21. So maybe there's some option, there's some area to start selling. This only two offers. Maybe this, and this is in bestsellers. Maybe you should start selling or offering in Idealo and have more traffic. If you have this product, of your competitors or from Idealo or from our dump of assortment or from Amazon Analytics, you should find if they have good prices on the market. So if you can have them from your manufacturer and if you can start selling them. Because if the lowest price on the market is 50 and you can buy it for 60 from the manufacturer, still there is no point to add them to your portfolio. And this is another tool of Dealavo that we offer. This is ad hoc report. It works like this, that you can have a list of those products, just put them in our system, and in a few minutes we'll give you the whole market view from the most popular websites in the country with the minimum prices, average prices, who is selling them. So you'll be able to make decision if you should add the product to your portfolio or no. This is bestsellers from Google Merchant Center. This is, I think, Google Merchant Next, but now in the this is the old Google Merchant Center. In the next, another version, it's a bit more hidden, but it's still available, this tab. So you can find the bestsellers in every category in every country based on Google. And you will have, exactly as you can see here, a photo, name, EN codes, if you have this in your store or no. So this is really, really helpful. Also, you have to take into consideration that some of the products can be seasonal traffic builders. So maybe bicycles for sure, Christmas tree, as we experienced 2 months ago. Maybe if you have back to school season, you have desk in IKEA, or maybe winter shoes and so on. So my point is that you shouldn't always say, "Oh, this is traffic builder during the winter." It will be always seasonal, and it sounds obvious when I say this, but when you make the analysis, quite often people are making this mistake that they are labeling the products for forever, and they are really surprised afterwards. So what I had, the experience exactly during the Christmas, was that we saw that one traffic builder had really great performance during December, but it had no sales during January, February, and March previous year, because we were making the analysis for this year. And we were thinking, okay, why there was some drop in popularity of the product 1 year before, and what we can do differently during this season, because maybe the product was popular, we made a discount for Christmas and we cannibalized the performance. So the answer was quite obvious when we look at the product, because it was chocolates like the big box of chocolates. And the answer was that it is popular for Christmas. People are buying these chocolates for Christmas. And we were making the analysis during the Christmas time. So it was traffic builder. It had really good performance, but nobody is buying those chocolates after the period. And this is chocolate. This is not like snowman or Santa Claus. It's not so obvious when you go really into the decisionality. Basket building products, biggest percentage of portfolio, 20 to 40%, like this rag. People are adding it to the basket. When after adding the first product, it has to have some recommendation on the website, because they will probably not think about buying it on their own on your store. But if you convince them that this is a good matching set, the diameters of the screws are complementary to your TV, they will be happy to buy it together. As I said, some examples of the complementary products is TV mount for electronic store, Dot Street for pet store, mattresses for the best in IKEA, and maybe web whites for babies in the baby goods store. And profit generating products is usually as a long tail. People are not buying them really super often, but you can have high margins on them. The question is if the wire is a basket builder or profit generator. Display for sure. This is majority of your portfolio. If you increase the price, nothing will really happen with the sales. It will just increase your margin, so you can play more with those prices of those products and increase the margin overall of your store. And some examples for the grocery store, it will be some shampoos, detergents, electronics, or electronics store, probably coffee machine cleaning liquids because people will be buying coffee machine, coffee, and at the end they will need this cleaning liquid. Maybe some collar tag for a pet store, maybe night lamp for IKEA, and so on. And how we succeeded with implementation of the most important product roles. In 3 months, we were able to increase the revenue of one store. In Germany, this was bathroom things like bathroom, bath tube, and so on. We increased the revenue 4 times, and the mass margin was increased by 3 times. So we needed to decrease the prices of some products. Our average margin decreased on the products, but we were able to really significantly increase the revenue and increase the mass margin 3 times because we knew which products are attracting people to the store. We were able to decrease their prices and have higher traffic. We were able to increase the prices of the complementary products. We were able to make the proper sets. We were able to promote proper products out of our portfolio, generally to increase the whole results of the store. Without this, if we didn't know the roles of the product, it would be impossible for us to go any further. So giving you example of what can be done. Oh, here is repeated. But generally, the turnover of the customer was 25 million PLN, mass margin was 4 million, and when we increase the turnover times 4, we were able to make the turnover of 100 million PLN, but the new margin mass was, I cannot say in details, but between 10 and 12 million. So increase in margin mass was really significant, even though the turnover was much higher. Okay, I think this is it that we can do here. Maybe one more thing I prepared for you. I don't want to take another topic, but generally speaking, I created such a tool. If you write to us, we will send you a link to this product. This is something that I created because I'm in the product department and for the clients in consulting, I'm also creating some additional tools. So if you fulfill the form to contact, we'll send you this tool. And what it has, so it answers the most important questions I believe that e-commerce have. You can calculate the profitability of your product, so you can put the net purchase price, VAT, cost of your logistics, transactional fees, cost of your marketing, return risk, what is the return rate, and average cost of handling. You can have your target margin, and we'll calculate overall if you are earning on this, what is the minimum price that you should have, because this is one of the biggest mistakes I see, that people are selling their product just looking at the purchase price, having some minimum margin, and they don't take under consideration this all things like the fees, marketing, returns. It's really hard to calculate this. So I decided to help and create something like this. You can play with this, see what your minimum prices are. Usually people are really surprised what is the minimum price to make even. Another thing is that if you import goods from China, you can calculate the minimum price that you can have for the products, because this is not the price that you pay like supplier price, but you also have to take under consideration some freight costs, custom duties, some fees of agencies. Probably the price will be much higher than you expect. As I said, it's good to when you have traffic builders and complementary products to create bundles, to create, as you saw in MediaMarkt, complementary products. When you create bundles, you need to understand what is the optimal price for this. So here I also created another calculator to help you to create the optimum price for the bundle. And the last but not least is some calculator to analyze if your promotion was successful or no. So you can provide the data for the baseline normal period and see during the promotional period. So if you, for example, decrease the price by 25%, you spend this much on ads, how much you should earn more on this sale to make even, to just check afterwards if uh, the discount was good or no, because maybe the baseline will be higher with the profit than the promotion period, and at the end you are not generating enough volume, in fact, when you make discounts because you decrease your margin. So if you want, you can contact us. We'll send you this to play with. This is some uh, MVP tool to test if this works. I will be happy if you test, if you give me some feedback. If you need something more, if it works well, I will consider adding it to Dealavo. Also, if you want, you can click on the there is a tab in the view. You can click to contact us, and if you want to have some discussion with me one on one, you can request some consultation with the form. And also, I invite you to e-commerce Berlin to talk with the coffee, have a nice chat. Now, if you have any questions, I will be happy to answer. So, Torben, now we can see the question. I focus on the top stairs. Yeah, so there is, I think I didn't say top sellers, I said traffic builders, in fact, because this is something that can be easily, maybe I said this in a confusing way. They don't have to be your top sellers because top sellers, as you said, a lot of your competitors are selling. So the costs of advertisements are high. The competitors, majority of them have this. So yes, if maybe like this. If you are looking at your portfolio, I wouldn't really fight too much with top sellers, but those 50 lower sellers, as you are suggesting, there should be traffic builders still, not transactional builders, not long tail. And okay, they will have lower sales, but as you said, if you combine 50 of them, you don't spend so much money on selling one piece as you do with top sellers. You will have fewer competitors, and then you can achieve more. But if you are looking for some bestsellers to attract more traffic from your store, I really believe that you should look at the price comparison websites, what is popular there. And exactly as I said, if you have some product that is bestseller and only three people are buying it, then this is opportunity for you. So bestseller, top sellers on the websites, it's really good to look at them because maybe you will find hidden gems that you can have no competitors and add them to your basket. But yes, as you said, if you look at your portfolio and see that there are some bestsellers that you really struggle with competitors with cost of the advertisements, I would say just keep them at minimum. Don't lower your sales on this because maybe they are bringing you quite a lot of sales. I cannot say generally how it is because it differs between stores. And maybe you should put more effort on other traffic builders that are not top sellers. Maybe they are low sellers, but still opening the basket. So I would agree with you, but I would add that still both of them, top sellers and low sellers, have to be basket openers, traffic builders, KVIs. What are the best price comparison marketplaces in UK? I need to check my notes just to verify. Of course, I can see Amazon is really popular, Google Shopping is everywhere. Uh, I hear a lot about Price Runner and of course eBay. I would look into them. If I have something else, Idealo, I see that it also appears sometimes in the results, but majority I would go with Amazon, Google Shopping, let's say Price Runner, the top three. Are there any other questions? Okay. Thank you so much for this webinar. If you have any questions, you can find me on LinkedIn. You can contact us directly. If you want to play with this tool that I created, let us know. We'll send you link, and then I will be happy to hear your feedback. Thank you so much, and have a nice day.